It's a yes bank maximum, the first of this contest. Oh, that is brilliant. It's a hero maximum. On the ground, down the ground, another hero maximum.
Last I checked, smacking was illegal, which is strange because I just witnessed a 3-hour-long hiding. Welcome back to the Maximum Cricket Podcast, T20 Semi-Final Edition. My name is Munter, and let's debrief this incredible yet one-sided game between Pakistan and New Zealand. We are of course sponsored by Piranha Grip Socks. Bring flair to your game. Piranha have 3 words they live by, and they are performance, quality and style. And I tell you what, that was one of the best performances I have seen from any cricket team under pressure from Pakistan. Holy shit. The quality of fielding was sensational, and fuck me, they look good bending over my pretty limp caps, to be honest. Look, before we break down this match, we have a few words from a pretty broken Lugsy. It's just myself reviewing this game, but Lugsy sent our listeners a message seconds after Pakistan hit the winning runs, and I think it sums up being a Kiwi fan right now.
Well, the winning runs have just been hit, and it may have taken to the 20th over, but it sure didn't feel like it needed to take that long. Unfortunately, sort of an early drop catch from Conway and Rizwan and Bubba got off to a flyer, and it sort of felt like it was going to be hard work from there. It's disappointing, obviously. Lugsy's coming to you as a very disappointed fan. I'm not one, I try not to be anyway to sort of stick the boot in or try and examine where it all went wrong, especially when it's this fresh. So I won't do too much of that, but I'll certainly acknowledge from ball 1 or ball 3 anyway, Pakistan was sort of right on top of their game. Their fielding, obviously, one of the departments that maybe's lacked a little bit for them in the past was sort of right up to top scratch today. And sort of just their fielding, plus the combination of their massive fan base, they just sort of felt right up for this game, Pakistan, and they got a few early poles, and obviously we were under a lot of pressure. And to our credit, Kane and Daryl got things back on track. And I thought, honestly, when we posted 150, I thought, we're in the game here because this feels like our sort of game. We sort of scratched and clawed and got through to 150. And I thought, if we can just bowl tight like we tend to do, get a couple of wickets, we can squeeze this. I really thought this was our sort of game, but unfortunately it actually played right into their hands because with no scoreboard pressure, it allowed Bubba and Rizwan to just come out and bat pretty freely. And when they got off to that flying start, obviously we just couldn't sort of get it back from there. And unfortunately, normally we're so strong in the field, and we were probably pretty disappointed there. And you just can't give batters of their quality too many chances. And even just our outfielding was a bit sloppy. So it's pretty disappointing, obviously, because, these sort of chances don't come around often, and I know we've had a rich vein of form, but we're probably not going to get too many more chances with this unit of players. So your Tims, your Trenties, your Kanes. This may have been it. Maybe we'll get one more World Cup to try and get one of these white ball titles, but it can go pretty quick, so yeah, obviously a pretty disappointing loss. Full credit at this moment to Pakistan. Their fans will be right up for this final, and I think a bit of me really wants them to get home and wants India to get up, because won't that just be an awesome scene? India, Pakistan, MCG. So, yeah, obviously very gutting as a New Zealand fan to go to bed with work in a few hours. She's not going to be an easy few sessions, but full credit to Pakistan on this one, and maybe we'll discuss this game a bit more in the future, or Munter will have some takes for you. So, enjoy some sleep, and we'll reassess, eh?
Just beautiful words from our Lugsy, of course. Okay, I want to start off with the fielding from Pakistan. Like Lugsy touched on, it's not really something you associate with Pakistan cricket, to be honest. Obviously, New Zealand were outplayed in all facets, and to see a side field so much better than them was pretty surprising. In that first 8 overs where New Zealand was scrambling at 46 for 3, I reckon Pakistan saved at least 15 runs in the field, whether it be stopping certain boundaries where either side is 4, cutting 2s into 1s. They were just absolutely out of control off the fence. And then just the absolute ferociousness. I don't even know if that's a word, but it just seems appropriate for what they were doing in the ring. And I mean, we might as well just start with our Piranha play. And it's so clearly Shut Up Khan's run out of Conway. Conway, who's had a pretty shocking game, to be fair, which we will touch on later on. He's hit one to Shut Up, who was at mid-off. Shut Up's running full speed to his right, picked it up one motion, as you do these days. He's thrown it off balance. By off balance, I mean he's thrown it with his right foot, not his left foot, less power. He's got one stump to aim at. He hits a pretty set batsman, and honestly, he's probably our best batsman of this format. So that's our Piranha play. Piranha grip socks, non-slip grip technology designed to minimise slipping in your shoe and maximise output. Designed and tested right here in New Zealand by professional athletes. The choice of sock by Blackcaps, Devon Conway, Finn Allen, Michael Bracewell, Ish Shoddy, Jimmy Neesham, and White Ferns, Millie and Jess Kerr and Molly Penfold, as well as the number one women's bowler in the world, Sophie Eccleston. Now, to celebrate the Blackcaps making the semi-finals, Piranha has decided to increase their discount for the remainder of the World Cup from 15% to 20%. This was before the Caps got smoked tonight, so get in quickly before they change their mind. It might even be more expensive now, I'm not even sure. Just chuck in that code TMC20 to get 20% off Piranha's latest range. Help Piranha, help us. Okay, let's wind back the clock. The first three balls, it sort of sums up the game. Kane wins the toss, that's good. First ball, Finn Allen smokes a Freddie down the ground, that's really good. I'm starting to get Australia vibes. Second ball, LBW overturned. Side note, one of the worst LBWs you will see. Not only has he hit it, it's pitched outside leg and probably missing all three. Terrible. Next ball, Finn shuffles across, giving out LBW. Wild stuff. Now, as a Blackcaps fan, after watching your favourite player get dismissed, it ruffles off your feathers. Emotions are high, and rather than have myself describe it, I've got another recording from Lugsy, who sort of will take you in the mind of a fan at that time.
Finn Allen, dog shit, plays all around his pad, needs to play straighter, drop him.
I mean, he's obviously kidding, King, if you are listening, and I know you are, but no, look, it's funny, he jokes about Finn being dropped after struggling, because that's what I've heard and read about almost every single person in this Caps team, including Kane Williamson and Darren Mitchell, who dug New Zealand out of a massive hole to even give the Caps a chance. 68 for the fourth wicket was absolutely crucial. I swear Darren Mitchell doesn't get out of bed unless it's a semi-final. He only turns up when it matters. The guy is perfect for a crisis. Last year, we know about the semi-final against England. Basically, the whole English summer, we were 5 for spit and he's digging us out of holes, and now this semi, an impressive 53 off 35 rocks. The way he took down Shut Up Khan, one of the premier leg spinners in the world, was incredible. Look, man of the match was Rizwan, but honestly every single one of the seamers should get one. Shaheen Afridi, Naseem Shah, Harris Ralph and Muhammad Wasim Jr., all four of them 140k plus. All four have incredible slow balls, and when you add in that with Shut Up and with some handy left arm orthodox from Noah's, this is without doubt the best T20 attack in the world, and I don't think it's close. They are ruthless in the power play. They suffocate you in the middle. Then at the death, no one can time a thing, because one ball is 140 plus. Then the next ball is a back of the hand slower ball from Naseem at 100 clicks, and then you get some reverse from Wasim, and then you get left arm round from Shaheen, and then Harris Ralph bumps the fuck out of you to boot. It must give finishers like Neesham a headache. But Neesham finished 16 off 12, and I don't think he timed a single ball. Such was the quality of the death bowling. When Kane Williamson fell with 22 balls remaining, New Zealand, only 4 wickets down, remember, hit 2 boundaries and 22 balls. Incredible stuff. Look, as Lugsy sort of said, we got through to 150 odd. I thought we're a chance. We are a chance. It's not. It's a little bit below par. But with our bowling attack, maybe we get a bit of swing from Bowley, couple early, we squeeze with Sander and Sodhi, we are on. None of that happened, unfortunately, as everything went wrong for New Zealand and everything went right for Pakistan in that power play. Rizwan, first ball, bolt, 4. Just quickly on Rizwan, actually, he was unbelievable in that power play. He knew something the Caps didn't. I think they said on the power play that this was the fastest power play he's had in the World Cup or something like that. I don't know. I think once he realised the ball wasn't swinging and then it was going to get harder once the spinners come on, he just really put the foot down. Like it was one of those ones where it was an educated risk to go hard early, and I thought it summed up where that fourth over from Southey, Southie, no swing, no Southie, essentially. He just sort of treated him like a third grader, just heaved him over mid-wicket a couple of times like he was nothing, and that sort of just set the tone. That fast start just allowed Bubba to get into his work without any pressure. Sure, he got let off first ball when Conway dropped a tough chance to his right. It's a funny one because it's one of those catches where if he takes it, everyone's like, wow, that's a really incredible catch. But if he drops it, you just can't quite believe he dropped it, sort of thing. Like, would it have mattered? I mean, potentially, but probably not, if I'm honest. But, I mean, it obviously kick-started. It was the lull before the storm, as Pakistan batting mentor, coach, maybe the Prime Minister one day, Matty Hayden, was saying. Just a side note, that man gets a lot of coverage for someone that just gives throwdowns in the old speech. Look, eventually, Bubba, he got going, ended up 53 off 42. Very ominous signs for England and India for the final. You know, speaking of ominous, we have another guy, Rizwan, man of the match, departed 57. There was like this small part that thought, Pakistan, they could throw this away. If anyone can throw this away, it's Pakistan. They sort of needed sixes for a while, and it sort of dragged on way longer than it needed to. Muhammad Harris put a stop to that. He hit Ferguson for 4 through mid-off, and then smoked a big 6 over deep square to ice the game. Pakistan got the runs in the last over, but this game was over at the end of the power play. Look, just a debrief on New Zealand. I just think this team is where they are. Like, I don't know if that. I don't think they're as good as England, India, or Pakistan at their best. We have a very good bowling attack, but it's heavily reliant on swing. It really is. It's good spinners. Bolt's outstanding. Ferguson, he's definitely off the pace. It feels like a few years ago he was our best white ball bowler, not even close. Now, maybe it's the injury. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, and look, we got swing at the start of the tournament, but once it went away, it just sort of took our chances with it, to be fair. It's quite limited. You might think, well, you know, Pakistan, they lost to Zimbabwe, and you're right, they do dumb shit. They're a peaks and valleys sort of side. The beauty of New Zealand cricket is we just play smart, safe cricket, which works really well in these pressure cooker tournaments. That's why we do well, because other teams just beat themselves under pressure. We didn't really beat ourselves. I mean, we weren't great, but Pakistan was just a better side. They've proven that over a long period of time. I think they, beat us in New Zealand. I think they're just a better team, and that's okay. Potentially would have loved to see Kane try a few more things in the power play. It was clear they were targeting pace, so why not go Santner for an over? He's done it before. By the time him and Sodhi came on, Pakistan were 50 odd for none off 6, and that's game over. You know, they could have potentially brought the odd fielder up, maybe try to squeeze a little bit, just try something, make it a little harder. It probably wouldn't have made a difference, but to be honest, I don't think there's any difference between losing in the 14th over or losing in the last over. You're still losing. It doesn't matter. It's comfortable. Look, lastly, just on Pakistan, I really love this team. The bowling attack, the energy, the passion, they were outstanding tonight. I don't want to predict too much before tomorrow night's game, but the only team that can beat Pakistan is Pakistan, and that's what I'll leave you with. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for England, India.